You woke up one day and you find you're the only one left in the world. Buildings and other things are all intact. What will you do? Start heading south immediately. I'm not going to winter in Canada if I'm the only one alive. Find a small hydroelectric plant someplace in the southern US that I think I can maintain alone. Download Wikipedia so I can have some reference material. Secure as many books on practical knowledge and survival that I can. Hit pharmacies for my needed meds. Get a good e-bike for local stuff and a motorcycle for longer trips. Set up a lot of hydroponic growing setups. Find a farm with some cows, chickens, pigs that I can try and keep a small number of animals for meat. I'm going to raid all the pharmacies I can find, that's one thing I absolutely cannot make. Next, food and water, stuff that will last for a while until I figure out how to do all my farming. Then tons and tons of fuel, and arms. With all the people gone, electricity will stop working pretty soon and I'm gonna need a power source, and also, with all the people gone there's going to be lots of hungry feral dogs around that I will need to defend myself from, and then probably live out a sad life until I can't take it anymore and offs myself. At first I would be scared because I'm all alone, then I would cry for a while because I don't have my family. Once I'm done with that, I will go out and get food, water, and a solar generator because the electrical grid should be shutting down by now. After all that is done, I would sit in my room, grab my old cassette players and cry myself to sleep. From then on, I will learn how to farm through books and live the rest of my sad life alone until a wild animal kills me or until my depression gets to me and I off myself. Try to remember how long infrastructure will last without attention. Things like power and internet. Find a house with some space and a fence. Prepare to move in. Then hoard as much food and water drink as possible. Raid the libraries and bookstores of how-to books of all kinds, cooking, electrical, hunting, etc. Gather up a few vehicles and gasoline. Also several generators and solar panels. And then get to work securing and provisioning my new stronghold. The security would be from the wild animals. I go to all the places you could get shot or arrested for going to. Area 51, nuclear facilities, government archives, so many secrets to learn. You could literally spend a night in a new place every day. Non-perishable food is good for 2-3 years, 5-10 under good conditions. Fuel is everywhere, grocery stores are full, it's like a zombie game with the cheat codes on. It's your duty to wander the earth. I go find a small airport and look for the newest Cessna 172 I can find and fly out. I'll break in some phytotherapy shop and cover my body with expensive plant and essential oil-based creams and serums. I'll also break in fancy delicacy food shops and eat everything I want for a long while, especially things like tapenade on French bread that has nuts and figs in it. I'll break in people's super high-end houses and look at their stuff, watch their DVDs and rest in their huge incredible cloud-like beds, bath in their insanely comfy bathtubs. I'd have to die. There's no value to being the last person on Earth. None. Find a firearm, place a bullet shell into it, aim barrel at my brain, pull trigger. Earth will become an animal kingdom. The end. This is the realistic situation. Who would really want to live the rest of their days knowing they are the last human being left on this already miserable planet? For people, the ones we love, are why we enjoy being alive. First is head to a grocery store to get supplies. Then, I can get a garden center to get any seeds I can. Finally I would find a library where I could find how-to books. There, I would set up a solar still and other water purification methods. I will begin farming and trapping and hunting. I would live out my days reading and writing and surviving day by day. There was a time in my life this would have sounded amazing. Now, I think it would just be lonely. I'm not social, in fact I like my solitude, but I also like music, especially K-pop and reading. The thought of no new books, music sounds like only thing that would stop me from offing myself would be all the dogs I'd need to find and take care of. Pharmacy to pharmacy, liquor stores, Sam's Club, military surplus stores, pharmacies. Probably go take an Amber-style grumpy somewhere, but then back to the pharmacies and utility stores until I stumble across the most acoustically pleasing building as close to the sea as possible. Then I'll enjoy myself until I'm gone like the rest of mankind. I have an autoimmune disorder that would probably kill me in a year or 2 without medical attention. That or I'd have to raid pharmacies and just live off of prednisone and hope for the best. In reality I'd probably gather up enough painkillers to make it quick and easy and throw myself one last going away party. I have a chronic illness that needs regular medical attention. It's not that serious or life-threatening, but having no doctors around would eventually cause me a lot of physical discomfort, and I can only do so much treatment by taking the few meds I know of from random pharmacies. So, maybe kill myself? Find a couple of solar-powered house with batteries for backup, as that is not uncommon now off-grid homes. Find medications, refrigerate them, find food source that would last for a year or more, and also start farming as much as possible. Start finding some good porn stash as internet is gone too. The cities would catch fire fairly quickly with no one to fight them. The fallout from all that plastic etc. burning would make much of the land uninhabitable, not to mention the meltdowns at commercial reactors and on military ships. It's pretty much a nightmare scenario, plus, no dentistry. I will dare assuming cars are still motionless on the highway and whatnot, so what I would do is get an awesome muscle car. Say, a Dodge Challenger. Then get super drunk and go for a super blitzed out drive, dodging and leaving the cars, to see how far and fast I could get before crashing. 1. Search for the meaning of life, visit the most sacred places known to man. 2. Get my way to California to cop a new crib with a recording studio, cars and the coolest furniture. 3. Befriend as many animals as possible and have an animal house next door. 4. Find the Illuminati headquarters. If this happened to me, I would almost certainly walk around trying to find anyone else somewhere. I don't think I could ever act rationally in this scenario. This is quite literally my greatest fear, and exactly what I imagine hell to be like. Set up real dolls into what looks like an audience and give roaring speeches. I will drive amazing cars with no speed limit. I will live in a fancy house. I'll probably have to plant a huge garden that will take a lot of my time though. Walk around naked, fulfill my horniest fantasies. Pray to God to bring only the good people back after I'm done masturbating, of course, and then go back to sleep and do it all again the next day. Smiley face. Yes, I know there's a lot to unpack here. Woozy face. Step 1, steal a car. Step 2, raid all the local animal shelters of all the dogs they have. Step 3, bring said dogs to any massive property located in my city. Begin life with a giant pack of dogs and make it go for as long as possible. Pharmacies first. Supermarkets for canned goods, hunting store for rifles, shotguns and ammo and any kind of camping and hunting gear I need. Raid all the local places with veggie and fruit seeds so I can grow my own produce forever. I'm gonna go grab all the OxyContin and canned food I can carry and give it a week. If no one's back by then, I'm getting high as balls, blowing up a bunch of cars for fun, and shooting myself in the head. It amazes me how many people see this as a depressing thing. I daydream about this often. That said, I'd stockpile food, medicine, and weapons and move into this house near the solar farm near here. Loot all the stores I can for supplies, feed my chickens and my cats, and start making my basement into a bunker. Figure out how to get power when gas runs out. Run around everywhere but naked. Haul ass around town and eat whatever food expires in the next coming days month. Dairy products, various cuts of meat, baked goods. You probably won't see that stuff again for a long time. I'd get drunk as hell while I process the shock and utter misery of everybody I love suddenly being gone. If I can pull myself together, I'd get started on survival if I don't just end it. Henry Remus. And the best thing, the very best thing of all, is there's time now. There's all the time I need and all the time I want. Time, time, time. There's time enough at last. Build a base Lowell, i.e. previously caged animals such as zoo lions and tigers can and will eventually roam around the area, given time. I'd want to be ready for when that time comes. Fill up a camper with some supplies, and head south. Drive to somewhere tropical. On the way maybe I'll tour America a little, now that the Americans are gone. Do people just disappear or they just died leaving corpses? Anyway, I'd go find those luxurious sex dolls, not related about the corpses thing. I will leap openly for the loved ones who are gone. Unless I knew they were coming back the next day. If so, meek and a cheeseburger, hamburger. Blow up the warehouses that took over my life, and enjoy what is left of my hometown. Maybe vandalize a neighbor's house since they're rude. I will make a pile of cocaine 12 feet tall in the living room of the nicest house I could find and maybe light some fireworks indoors. Fireworks. Sleep for a month until I know for sure all the trapped pets and farm animals are dead. Try to block out their pain and suffering. Slightly suspicious of bill collectors found a way to slip through the cracks and no one else to go after but me now. Yeah, I'll got. Find some dogs to hang out with. Head to a warm climate first. Gather as much fuel as possible. Drive around on cool motorbikes. I was just fantasizing about this the other day. Funny you should ask. I'd enjoy not having to work and just enjoy nature. smiling face with hearts. Don't break your glasses if you wear them. If you do, then you will be reduced to saying, "It's not fair. It's not fair." Stoop down comically on the steps of the library, have my glasses fall off and break, start shouting at the universe, "Fantastic! I'm going to go exploring." Maybe eat some snacks. Then have a nice long nap and do it all again tomorrow. Transfer money to me from everywhere so I may be rich just in case people come back. Then go back to watching Netflix. Is it weird if I get freaky with some of those Victoria's Secret mannequins with their consent, of course? Go see what is in the women's bathroom that makes groups of girls all go to the bathroom at the same time. Have you seen the show Last Man on Earth? Basically the first few episodes. Car bowling, margarita pool. Beat meat in the street, skeet. X200B. X200B. Haha, I'd act dumb as hell, obviously. Live in a Costco. Build a fort in case high up on the shelves in case wild animals get in to eat me. Overhaul every single classic car and truck I can find until I run out of metal, parts, paint, etc. Kill myself before nuclear power plants explode and random shit that we couldn't think of happens. Find a place that has dry ice. Get a bow, arrow and shotgun. Also fishing rod. A buck knife. Make sure I grab my older pairs of glasses before I venture out into the world, just in case. Step 1. Jerk off and get my head straight. Then I guess go somewhere warm and set up shop. Jerk myself off. I mean completely off. As in jerk off until I died. Suicide by jerk off. Could act like Will Smith who plays in I Am Legend but don't have a dog for this.